After sharing a kiss at Forrester Creations, Ridge tells Brooke he has missed her. When she inquires about his trip to Paris, he replies that it was enjoyable. Douglas and Thomas are doing fantastic, and he inked a distribution contract. What has he missed here, he asks. As Ridge answers a call, Brooke considers what happened between Luna, RJ, and Zend, and RJ's insistence that his father remain ignorant of the events in order to preserve Luna's image. After hanging up, Ridge asks RJ how she's doing. They are interrupted by another business call, and Brooke then turns the topic to Thomas and Douglas. Ridge says Hope is missed by Douglas. According to Brooke, she is finding it difficult to deal with his passing and her father's denial that Sheila is no longer alive. Hope is causing concern for Brooke. Who wouldn't be, Ridge asks, with Deacon as a father? As a father figure, Brooke is grateful that Ridge was there for Hope. After everything Sheila had done to them, Ridge claims Deacon was an odd boy and a felon who hung around with her. With Sheila no longer around, Brooke says Hope hopes to re-establish her relationship with her dad. If Deacon is able to let go of Sheila and go forward. In order to help them rekindle their romance, Ridge tells Brooke that he has prepared a special meal and a couple's massage. Brooke is eager to move on from everything that has happened. Ridge queries Deacon once more. He's making absurd assertions that Sheila is still alive, according to Brooke. Since Hope is suffering, Ridge believes he must accept it, and Brooke concurs. Ridge believes Hope and Steffi shouldn't have to consider Sheila in the future. The Bold and the Beautiful's next episode features Deacon and Finn looking for the truth while the Forresters band together to help RJ. The Bold and the Beautiful recap, Ridge slams bad dad Deacon, Finn gets a second chance with Sheila, Thursday, April 25th. John Finn Finnegan went to Deacon Sharp's apartment with him and kept interrupting as he tried to explain the whole Sheila Carter doppelganger scenario, according to The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Thursday, April 25th. While acknowledging that the whole plastic surgery thing seemed crazy, Deacon summarized more of Lauren Fenmore Baldwin's tale and asserted that Sugar, real name Janet Weber, had been sprung from jail a few months prior. Deacon went on to say that Sugar was the one Steffi Forrester defeated that evening, but he was afraid Sheila had suffered a horrible fate earlier. Deacon gave Finn a photo of Sugar to help him believe what was happening, but Finn was still having trouble believing. Finn admitted that pictures could be altered and claimed he had come to terms with the idea that he would never see Sheila again. Finn wondered if Deacon was now telling him he might get a second chance with the lady who brought him into the world after pointing out that he'd let go of the broken bond. Deacon said that was precisely what he was telling Finn, although he was unsure of Sheila's location. Deacon wanted to go find Sheila straight away, so he teamed up for that reason. On Thursday's B&B episode, Steffi lost it at the Cliff home, accusing Deacon of being disrespectful and careless with his illogical assertions. Hope Logan argued that Deacon would eventually have to face reality, believing he was processing Sheila's death in his own manner. Steffi said that until then, Deacon should get out of her husband's way and refrain from pulling Finn into his downward spiral. Hope predicted that after Deacon got everything out of his system, he would return to normal, but Steffi insisted that Deacon needed to get a grip as he was in full-on crazy town. Hope discovered that Finn had complicated feelings for Sheila when Steffi tried to find out if Finn had mentioned anything to her in their private conversations. Steffi assumed that Finn's heart was simply too huge, even if she would never understand why he felt a connection to Sheila. After Ridge Forrester signed a new contract and visited Douglas and Thomas Forrester in Paris, Brooke Logan at Forrester Creations welcomed him back. Ridge thought that Douglas and Thomas had benefited from this time spent bonding as father and son after he mentioned that Douglas was enjoying life in Europe. While Ridge answered several calls and questioned Brooke about RJ Forrester's well-being, she honored her pledge to RJ by withholding the full extent of the drama involving Luna Nozawa and Zend Forrester Dominguez. After Ridge mentioned that Douglas was missing Hope, Brooke admitted that her daughter was also missing him and finding it difficult to be without him. Brooke said that Hope also had to contend with Deacon's skepticism regarding Sheila's passing. Ridge called Deacon a bad father and said that this was unfair to Hope and Steffi, and that he should stop. Keep checking back for updates on all the mayhem. According to spoilers from The Bold and the Beautiful, the Forresters, Logans, and everyone else on Canvas are in for some amazing Sheila news. Make CDL your go-to-B&B destination for amazing spoilers, predictions, news, and updates on Bold and the Beautiful. Please subscribe our channel. Shona McGarty, known for her role in EastEnders as Whitney Dean, reveals her departure's emotional roots and newfound confidence as she embraces turning 30. After 16 years on the show, she exits to explore new ventures, including music. Despite challenges, she's optimistic about her future and dispels soap actor stereotypes. What's ending? It's a form of sorrow. Shona McGarty, I didn't think I'd be this emotional. She shares the true reason she left EastEnders. Additionally, Shona discloses her approach to dealing with trolls, which doesn't involve blocking or even ignoring them. Shona McGarty was terrified about reaching 30. She didn't look forward to or feel like celebrating this milestone because, in her eyes, it signaled the end of her youth, and she was concerned about what prospects awaited her after. Ultimately, there was nothing to be afraid of. She remarks, "I've never had so much fun. I'm a powerful, self-reliant lady. I feel like I'm going to say yes to everything and just go for it because I'm confident and joyful." Shona, 32, has found that her life has changed as a result of her restored self-assurance and belief, which has pushed her to make the difficult decision to leave EastEnders, the program where she gained fame for the last 16 years by portraying the legendary Whitney Dean. She hasn't wavered since telling producers last summer that she wanted to leave the BBC soap opera. She's convinced that, at this very moment in her life and career, doing this is the correct thing to do. It feels like the end of an era as she gets ready for her last scenes to air next month, but even though she finds living without Walford a little intimidating, she can't wait to start working on whatever comes next. "Since that's all I've ever known, making this decision was incredibly tough for me. I feel like I'm leaving home because I spent my entire childhood living on the square. But as I get older, I realize that life is really short, so I had to pull on my big girl pants and bravery. Before I get too old, there are more opportunities and sectors of the industry I want to investigate. Everything has an end, and this marks the start of a new chapter in my life. So, even though it was a big decision, once I made it, I was pretty certain that I had to do this. Really, 16 years is great. Whitney needs a vacation, and I've had a great run." She faced a challenging paper round. Not by half. Whitney, Bianca Jackson's adopted daughter, has been at the center of numerous intense plot lines since moving to Walford in 2008. These plot points have included kidnapping, grooming, sexual abuse, baby loss, stalking, and extramarital affairs. She will surely be a huge loss to the show because she played such a significant role for such a long time, and the influence she has had over the past 16 years was demonstrated by the fans who gathered in the street outside Elstree Studios to wave Shona off following her final day of filming earlier this month. "I won't lie," she admits, "I feel like I'm grieving, and I didn't think I would be this emotional. I really broke down when I saw how many fans had these lovely cards and notes, even though I attempted to remain composed." Shona is keeping her ambitions under wraps, but she does disclose that she only had a week free following her departure from EastEnders before beginning a new, top-secret job. And it appears very likely that she will continue to prioritize music in her life. She gave a chilling rendition of Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah in November 2022 at the Royal Albert Hall's Festival of Remembrance. Additionally, she frequently shares singing videos on social media, which her fans adore. "I feel as though I'm leaving home because I spent my entire childhood on the square." According to Shona, singing will always exist, just as it has done since she was a young child. "My first love has always been this, and I'll stick with it through anything, even if it's only a one-woman performance in the shower. I've composed a number of songs that I may release to the public at some point. I've always wanted to work on an album, and I can easily see that happening. I intend to do everything and anything, but I have things in the works that I can't yet announce." Not only does Shona's situation appear favorable from a professional standpoint. She is seeing Irish musician David Bracken. When the two made their relationship public on Instagram in September, Shona called him "my whole world." She denies this today, but there have even been rumors of an engagement since she was seen with a band on her wedding finger. She responds, "No, we're not engaged. Bless David, I won't talk about him too much because he doesn't enjoy being in the spotlight. However, I will admit that I'm content in my personal life." Growing up in Borehamwood, Hertfordshire, not far from the EastEnders studio, Shona's parents enrolled her and her younger sister Camilla in a Saturday morning theatre group, which is how she initially developed a love for performing. As a child, I used to like fooling about with accents, impressions, and role-playing as various characters. My parents didn't know what to do with all of my energy, and I was rather bashful as well. They took us to this theatrical group, and we had the best time ever, an hour of acting, dancing, and singing. I blended right in, and eventually I was told to consider hiring an agent. That's pretty much where it ended. But growing up in the spotlight hasn't always been simple. According to Shona, there is a darker side to fame that she battled during her adolescence. Over the years, I've been called fat, and when I was younger, it got to me and made me self-conscious of my appearance. It was funny because every night I was on TV in people's front rooms, yet at that age you're so self-conscious of everything. But I was surrounded by so many amazing women, including Patsy Palmer, who told me I was lovely and not to look at any of that stuff. I've had my sister and my mother at my side the entire time. She's been my therapist and best friend. They are strong, powerful ladies.